Hello everyone. I am putting together a quick little video to usher in Module 1, our first full module of the course. Give you a little bit of an overview of what to expect from Module 1 and sort of walk through what's to come in this module. Before I get started with that, I want to say, wow, I have been absolutely blown away by all of the great interactions that I've been seeing emerge in the course. Um, it's been absolutely lovely to see the discussion posts already being populated for Module 1 and the slides already being developed, and beautiful job on your student profile slides. Really excellent work there. I'm enjoying taking a look at those and trying to get familiar with who's who. So thank you so much for putting in the time on that. So let me talk a little bit about Module 1. This is intended to run from September 13th through September 27th. Remember, our modules are, by and large, 2 weeks in length. They will typically start on a Wednesday and end on a Wednesday. And I opened this module at the beginning of when the course opened, so that you could all see what's coming up. My intent was not to rush you to get started on Module 1 in any way, although I notice quite a few of you have already gotten started, and that's awesome. So if you haven't finished the activities and things with the orientation module, don't stress. It's okay. It's completely okay. We're not running a race here. Please work on those at your pace, at your own pace. And my biggest concern is that you're able to get acclimated with the course, start seeing what's where, get a feel for things. And it's not about, at this point, there's, at least during the orientation, the hard and fast deadlines. So anyways, take some of the pressure off. Let's take a look at Module 1. And in Module 1, our guiding questions are really the focus that we're going to be looking at are what is instructional design, and asking the question, where do I fit in the instructional design world? Because it is vast. There are so many different avenues that you can take. There are so many different ways instructional design can be practiced in so many different fields. It's really an exciting and dynamic field. We'll be looking at the kind of skills you need to get there, you need to develop to get there, actions you can take to get there, like networking and things like that. And then we'll be starting in studying the ADDIE framework and talking about how that fits into instructional design. The learning materials for this module include a variety of readings, and the first two directly aligned with our guiding questions here. What is instructional design and where do I fit? Look at this. What is instructional design? And then find your place in instructional design. Now, if you're already well on your way into instructional design and you don't feel like you need to review what instructional design is or find your place, please skip those. If it's remedial, skip them. If you're curious about different sectors and how ID is practiced in those sectors, well, we've got higher ed here. We've got a corporate or business focused assignment here, or reading here. And your text, the Tim Slade text, is going to talk about an overview of e-learning, instructional design models, and going to touch on the learning sciences. And just so you know, learning sciences is my background. I am absolutely a learning sciences nerd. I love all things learning sciences, instructional theory, learning theory, all of that. I totally geek on it. So that's a topic that we're going to be really diving into next semester, but I saw on some of the surveys that some of you are really interested in learning theory, instructional models, instructional design models, instructional methods, all the things. So there'll be some resources for you during this course that you can start getting your feet wet, perhaps a little bit more than you already are. So now I'm going to take you back over, or I'm going to take you back over. I'm going to take you over to the Canvas, and I'm going to walk through a few things with you. Okay, now we are in the course Canvas, and when you log into Canvas, you should see a list of the modules. I am in the instructor view, not the student view right now, but the student view is very similar. Now, when you come to the modules like this, you'll notice that there's a little arrow here. And if you click on the arrow, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff roll out for you. Now, what I try to do is I try to provide links for you. Here, let me stretch this out if I can. Nope, I can't. Anyways, I try to provide links for you in those readings. Like right here. Start here for welcome week instructions. I apologize that it's cut off, but you'll see that there are links to the pages. So these links go right straight to these pages here. Now, if you don't want to go back, if you're trying to refer to something and you don't want to go back to the start here, you can just open up the module and you'll see all these pages here with the green check mark. You'll see those all listed for you here, and you can access them one by one. These down here are extra pages that I have not published. They're sort of my working space. So here we'll go into Module 1, and in Module 1, there's the very first file here, or very first page is your Module 1 overview. There's a quiz, a discussion for networking and introductions, and I know quite a few have already started working on that. It's great to see that. Then there's a collaborative case. This is a group project and an individualized project on exploring the field. And then we've got this optional discussion that I'm not rolling out this semester. So let me pause here and expand the recording screen, and then I'll walk you through some of the stuff in Module 1. All right, so Module 1, we're going to go into the Module 1 overview, and you should be able to see the whole page, at least the width of the whole page there. And the way that I have these lined or the way I have these designed is that instead of having one ginormous huge page for you to scroll all the way down, I have tabs up here at the top for you. And each module is set up this way. So once you become familiar with it, hopefully that will be a process that you can continue. The very first tab is module description and overview. Then there's things to think about. This is where I give you just some thoughts that I wanted to share with you at the beginning of each module. And the readings, I copy pasted those on the previous slide. And you'll see that you have your readings all linked here. And there are some optional ones too. So if you'd like to pursue those, you may. It's optional, not required. And then here are your assignments. So on this page, you'll see a very tidy list of the assignments for the module and what's due when. So the quiz and survey are due on September 27th. Now, the way that many instructors in the IDLT program do this is that your quiz is actually due at the end of week 1. And I do like doing that. However, I've found that it works really well if we have the deadline for all the assignments at the end of the module. So it just seems a little bit less confusing for students. Then we have a discussion, and here we are, the initial discussion right here. This is on networking, and this discussion asks you to introduce yourself, share some things, some resources, people that you recommend others to follow on LinkedIn. Introduce us to them, and then interact with your classmates. Now, the very first post where you're sharing some resources that you recommend your classmates to follow is due on September 20th, which is the end of the first week of the module. And then your replies to classmates are due at the end of the second week. So going back to the assignments, you'll see on September 27th, the second discussion post your replies are due. Then we have this group project. I'll get to that in a minute. And then there's this individualized project on exploring the field. Now, this is an assignment that I created in hopes that you would enjoy taking a look at some award-winning e-learning and ed tech businesses, and sort of researching what they do, how they do it, and getting to see what's out there, because it is really fascinating to see what businesses are doing and what sorts of services that they offer. It's also really fascinating to see how they talk about what they do, what language they use, to see how they show evidence of their expertise. So doing things like case study, use cases. Different members of their staff will write blog posts sharing their expertise about something. These are all ways that in the instructional design field, we can show our expertise, show our areas of specialization. And it's sort of a reason why I wanted to get you looking at these businesses is also because I want you to start thinking about your personal area of expertise that you're growing throughout your master's program. As a master's degree is about becoming an expert. It is. That's what it's about. It's about engaging in deep learning in a field that is perhaps a little bit more narrow, a little bit more pointed than a bachelor's degree, and you emerging from your studies with expertise to share. And so as you go through the program and as you start getting closer to capstone, one of the things that we'll be talking about is, what do you want to be known for? What is that area, or what are those areas of expertise that you want somebody to refer other people to you for? So for example, if someone you knew was asked, hey, refer a bunch of people that you know who are experts in instructional design, you are one of their experts, what would you want them to be referring you for? A generalist? Would you want to be perhaps an expert in production, an expert in analysis, an expert in design? What might that be? And I'm not looking for answers today. I'm only looking to plant seeds and encourage you to really look inside of yourself and see, as you go along, what speaks to you, what makes you really excited. Okay, so we'll go back to now that group activity. So this group activity is the first part of 4 parts. So in this activity, you will be creating a branching scenario. And I know some of you don't know what a branching scenario is. That's okay, because you're going to learn, and you're going to be amazed when we're done with Module 4 how very much you have learned and accomplished. That also brings me to, please, if you at any point start feeling overwhelmed, I want you to hold on to the fact that this is a learning space. Sometimes it's going to feel like you're really being pushed, and it's okay. It's positive pressure. It's positive stress. We're not doing perfection in here. We're learning. And if you get to a deadline and you're not finished yet, that's okay. You just let me know and we work it through. What I really care about is you having a safe place to just give it your all. And by give it your all, I don't mean push yourself beyond what you have the capacity for with everything else that you're doing in your life. I'm very reasonable, and I don't want to encourage you to burn yourself out. Again, this is about learning, practicing, experiencing, experimenting. So just do your best. That's it. Just do your best. So, part 1. So, you'll get a chance to get started with your group during part 1, and you'll get to talk about what sorts of norms and practices do you want your group to have, so that you can work together really productively and don't have a lot of friction or tension get in the way of working through your group projects. There will be a very short deliverable for part 1, and I'm going to let you read that. It's, like I said, it's very short. It's not complicated. It's just designed to get your feet wet and get you working with your group. So in part 2, you're going to receive the prompt for the branching scenario, and you'll get to start working with that with your group. In part 3, you get to finalize your design and then hand it off to another group to be reviewed so they can give you some feedback. You'll create a guide to help the other group know how to give you feedback, and then you'll review another group's work. And then in part 4, you'll work through a storyboard and then develop the activity using a course authoring tool. And in here, we're going to use PowerPoint. I wish we could have used Articulate. We can't. It's way too expensive, and I've tried using the free trials, the 30-day trials or whatever in the past, and some students have them, some students have used them, and it's a disaster and nightmare. So we're just going to be using PowerPoint. That's a pretty universally available software, and it works real well for branching scenarios. So your group assignments are here. Click on that. It will show you who your group assignments are. I also shared with you WebEx chat today, and I organized everybody into their groups. I really hope that as you're getting started with your groups, you're able to find mutually convenient times to get together. If, however, you are in a group and the times that you have available just absolutely will not mesh with other students in the group, please feel free to reach out to me so that I can see if there is perhaps another place that you might be able to work that into your schedule a little bit better. I really do care about how difficult group work is, and I don't assign group work lightly. This 4 weeks in a row or 4 modules in a row is a lot more than I'm comfortable with, and you will not see that in 702. We'll do less of that. However, it's really necessary for the scope and scale of the activity. So that walks you through the fourth module. And anyways, I hope that gives you just a little teeny tiny bit of a framework for what we're going to be doing in modules 1, 2, 3, and 4 that you're going to be doing with your group, and shows you a little bit about how I approach Canvas and how I approach, what's where. So in closing, I want to say I am so glad that you're here. I am so excited to be working with each and every one of you. Reading your surveys, I am just in awe of the amazing group of folks we have here. So I am super, super excited. I'm even more excited that you all get to be in touch with each other and work together, because doggone, the networks that you're going to be developing working together is just mind-blowing. So if you need anything from me, please reach out to me. I really do care about the quality of the experience that you have in this class. If you have feedback for me, please let me know what your thoughts are. I'm always eager to hear what my students have to say about how I might be able to make things better, more efficient, better structured, whatever, to meet your needs. So I look forward to seeing the things that you come up with. And like I said, let me know if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if there's any way that I can help. I'll be talking with you all soon. Good luck getting started on Module 1.